going on, everyone? Welcome to the weekend update video, January 24th. I'm going to talk about what we're going to do coming into earnings this week, how I'm going to play Apple, so my overall outlook on the market. So right now, Apple had a great week. It finished at all-time highs, $140. If you look at the daily here, it's breaking out. So, we came up here last month, double topped, sold off. All right, consolidated here, and then now we're bouncing back up, and we broke through all-time highs again. We didn't triple top here. You got to understand that people have an average up in this area back from August, right? And they've sat through all this pain, and that's what happens, right? When they get up here, they finally get out of their position and they sell it. Right now, not a lot of time has passed, so this is not a time to short, right? This is a time to go long, and we've been going long. This past week, we had some good trades in Apple. Right now, I'll just pull this down. I have positions all over, but you can see I got some 150 calls going, and then I have the April one. I thought I had the 160, so I have the April 150s, and I have this 145 I picked up. I picked one up on TD Ameritrade too. So these are 638. So I'm gonna talk about how I can manage these. So I'll pull up the trade chart here. You can see I have I bought one of these. So my plan was to, and you can see these contracts, 102,000 volume traded on Friday. My plan was I got them at 395. That's my average, and my plan was to, because in case Apple were to drop down, then I could average down. Usually I'll buy time. These are for February. I'll buy time. I go with a small position, and then once if the contracts go down in value and I'm still bullish on the chart, then I'll average in lower, and then I'm good to go, instead of just going in full position. Because if Apple does happen to open lower, I'm not going to be in a terrible position. In this case, though, Apple actually ended up pushing up after hours. I think I bought them right around here, right around 138.55, and I was thinking that Apple was going to go to 140 next week, and it ended up going to 140 before the end of the day. So there's a few things I can do. So as far as these 145s, I'm most likely going to take profit on these by, earnings are Wednesday after hours. I'm probably going to try and hold them into Wednesday to catch that run up. I have these 150s as well. So I'm sitting with these 150s. These ones are actually the weeklies. So I have a few options I can do. I do think Apple's going to have a good earnings. We're bullish in the market, especially after Netflix. So, the upper edge is $144, right? So it's pricing in the fact that Apple can go up to 144, roughly 140. We'll call it 145. So Apple can go to 145, and I think you can get there. Earnings is a 50-50 shot. So because I have two of these, what I'll probably do is, if these are up, if Apple is pushing up and it's 145 or whatever by Wednesday, or if it's close, if these things are, I might just sell one, take profit, and then I might just hold one. I might just hold one through earnings and just kind of risk it, all right, and just kind of consider it a full loss if it goes against my favor. That way, if Apple does take off, and it ends up going all the way up to 150 or something crazy, it gaps up like Netflix did, at least I have some exposure to it. And because it's Wednesday, there's still some time, right? Usually Apple is on Thursday, so we'll have two trading sessions after it. So what I can do too, if I don't want to go in heavy over, but I can establish levels, and then come Thursday morning, I can actually start, day trading it. I can sell credit at certain levels, and I can make profit that way. When it comes to these Aprils that I have on the other account, right, I have the 150s, so I paid $350 for those. So what I can do is I can come out here and I can sell the 160, turn it into a debit, and I can collect. Let's say tomorrow Apple opens up higher. Let's say these are like 700 a contract. Let's say these are like 450. I can sell this, collect 450 in credit. Now I have $10 of upside, right? And then that way, if Apple does go down, I'm secured with this sold 160, because as this contract goes down in value, I'll get that credit. So I'll basically, I paid $350. If I get $450 for this one, the most that I can lose, I can't lose anything. I'll make $100 is the worst case scenario, right? Because both contracts expire worthless. I lose my $350 on this one, but I paid $450 for this, so I would make $100. That's the worst case scenario. So this actually turns into a no lose situation. But because we're trying to grow accounts, I'm instead of putting into a situation where I can't lose, I can just take the profit and then I can't lose that way too. So I most likely, because I had a couple of these contracts and I sold them, I took some profit last week. Unfortunately, I didn't really pick up to what Apple was doing until it was too late, until I'd already taken profit. But can't complain. But I probably won't leg in just because these contracts are so inflated. Um, you know, I might just hold it through earnings, and especially if these are up, because if even if it tanks through earnings, maybe the worst case that happens is it comes back down to break even, or maybe I only make $50. So I'm gonna kind of play it by ear and see. I'm gonna see how the contracts are doing. But there's a few things. I can hold it through earnings and factor in if Apple doesn't hit, if it drops. If Apple goes back down to 130, that these contracts will probably go back down to like 350. I might get out break even or a tiny loss or profit. I can leg in at the 160. I can collect premium and I can secure myself into a winning trade. And then if Apple ends up going up, if Apple closes above 160 in April, then I'll make $1,000 on this position, right? And then I also have, these Februarys. I have two of these, and then I have and these ones are February. So I'll probably just take profit on these, to be honest, because they're shorter term expiration. I'd rather hold the April one through earnings than the February, right? Because there's more time, so I have more room on that one. And then these 29s, I have the 150s at like 135. I think I've three of them in total. I'll probably just take profit, and then maybe I'll hold one of them through earnings, just to get exposure. And then after earnings, we can go from there. You can sell credit. I can day trade. I think Apple's gonna be hot this week. It's gonna be moving. I mean, if you look at the chart, we finished up high. Typically, when this happens on Friday, we tend to open up higher on Monday morning. I'm expecting Apple to open up higher. Now, we'll probably see some profit taking at open. I'm not sure how big of a dip we're going to have. It'll probably be a buy the dip scenario. I'll be looking to day trade it. I'll be watching this dip, watching the floor, and then I'll be looking to day trade and push it up. Let's take your attention over to Tesla. Tesla has been largely doing nothing for like the last couple weeks, right? It's been consolidating nicely in this flag kind of pattern, and we're holding this demand area of about 820 to 836, and we're pinned underneath this 860 level. So I want to take you over to this volume shelf that I got. So you can see that we're pinned here. This is where all the volume is traded. This is where people have their positions, right? They have it in this 840 to 850 level. Everyone's building up positions right here. This thing is ready to go, in my opinion. You can see it's holding this trend line. We had a breakout, kind of back test, and then bouncing demand. Now we're pushing up. Tesla has earnings this week, so I'm gonna be watching Tesla for those day trades. Watching Palantir had this huge, just monumental push to the upside, right? Broke the trend line, came up, back tested it, hit this trend support, and then took off. Broke through all these supply zones. So Palantir was just like insane move, like GameStop. I'm not even gonna talk about GameStop. Let's not go there. But watching Palantir next week, Tesla, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, CCIV merging with Lucid. Hopefully, I'm in at about like 1580 in our trade room. A lot of guys are in, so this is a crazy looking chart, and if the deal goes through, we can expect this thing to go up to 40 to 60. If it doesn't go through, it's going back down to 10. I'll just I'm gonna pretty much once the deal is confirmed, I'm gonna market order in. I'm gonna buy like 200 shares and add to my position, or 250. I'll probably just go full buying power, and then just scale out and then hold a certain amount on the position. But this kind of thing, you can sell it. People are trading it. I just made the decision to hold it. And I'm all in, right? I'm all in. I'm gonna wait until I have confirmed news, and then I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do. If the deal's on, I'm going in full BP. If it's not, I'm out. So, and just to leave you guys with, the market, everyone, I'm getting sick of the market crash stuff. Okay, just because we're going up for 2 months doesn't mean that we have to come down. It's like as soon as there is a green candle, everyone is like, we're gonna crash. And it's like, dude, enough. You're never gonna You're never going to predict the crash, all right? The party's on right now. The party will stop, all right? The party will stop, and Robinhood's going to puke, and when we have a 10% correction day, it's probably going to be bigger because everyone's going to freak out. They doesn't know what's going on. They're going to sell their positions, and, like we've seen before, the party will be over. But you guys, you can enjoy the party while it's going on. You can have a few drinks, okay? You don't gotta hide in the corner and then leave. If you're scared, you can enjoy the party and then leave early. You don't gotta sit out. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna go to a party because it might not be fun. You're gonna sit home. You're never gonna go to a party because it might not be fun. I'm never gonna take a trade because the market might crash. It doesn't make any sense. It's just you can't trade in fear. All right, you take this opportunity. You set yourself up. What did I say I did with Apple? Right? Because we have this crash, what do? I come in here and I buy 1 or 2 contracts, and then if it drops, then I add in. I don't just buy 10 contracts and put in a massive position and then freak out when it's down the next day. And I want to point out too, just so you guys know, I had a really good week last week. Okay, I bought contracts on this day, 114. I bought Apple calls right here. Okay, they lost a lot of value the next day on Friday, and then they lost more value on Monday. I sat through pain for 2 days. Okay, I bought contracts here, averaged down here, and I averaged down again here because I saw this demand zone, and then it paid off. So just because there's a down day, I saw people that were cutting positions, and I'm like, I'm adding in. I averaged down here, and then it paid off. So you have to sit through some pain sometimes. So if you're afraid of the market crash, then just don't go in. Buy 1 contract. If we drop down, you get like a pullback, then you can add in, and and buy time. Or if you're trading options, like I'm out here in February and April, like I'm putting $130 in on the weeklies. Like I'm per contract. I'm playing safe and smart. I'm doing a strategy. It works for me, and that way I can take advantage of this upward movement. All right, and then when the party does crash, I can get out, and then I'm also playing with profits at this point. I'm gonna enjoy the party. After earnings, I do want to kind of go cash this week. I'm gonna start trimming positions. You just make calculated trades, definable trades. You play levels, you play demand. All right, when you get this pullback candle right here, ES is a down day, this is where you add in, and you play this. All right, then you sell out, and then you give it a second. You get this large dip, then you buy in. Boom. Go from there. It's very simple. You can trade the market with the fear of a crash around the corner as long as you have a strategy and you're smart. I'll leave you with that. I'll see you this week. It's going to be a lot of fun coming out in our trading room. Link in the description below. Peace.